What is up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about how to recover from a relapse during semen retention or nofap. Now, I'm going to talk about this subject because not recently, but I'd say about maybe a week or two ago, I experienced a wet dream. And honestly, when it comes to wet dreams and relapses, we can all admit as men, it's one of the most shameful feelings that you could ever experience. And I say this because I've experienced it a lot myself, especially on this semen retention journey. Now, realistically, a relapse can be a lot different from a quote-unquote wet dream. And I say this because typically a relapse is something you do consciously. It's something that you do, whether you go out with a girl or you even worse, watch a explicit website and, do it to yourself. But a wet dream, on the other hand, is whenever you go to sleep and you're not fully conscious of what you're doing whenever you're sleeping. And of course, you have a dream in which you then, of course, wake up and the unexplainable happens, right? So basically, when it comes down to having a wet dream or relapsing during semen retention, there's plenty of ways to go about fixing it or realigning your body or realigning yourself. And the number one thing you should do after a relapse or a wet dream, and I say number one because this is what I've intuitively found for myself to work. You should take a shower, of course. Just take a shower, and of course, obviously, you're cleaning yourself up, but you're also purifying yourself. You're cleansing yourself. This is going to be like a ritual. You're basically going in the shower. You're cleaning yourself off. You're purifying yourself. You're cleansing yourself. And this is the number one thing you should do after relapsing or getting up from a wet dream: taking a shower. I personally like cold showers every now and then, and I have found cold showers to be, in somewhat of a different way, even more purifying and has more effects on your, revitalizing yourself, rewiring yourself, and even helping reproduce, more sperm. Your sperm count and stuff like this. It's obviously known to raise your testosterone, and even to further that, if you would like, which I'm recommending because I do this myself, getting cold on your genital areas, which also helps produce a lot of testosterone. Some people will call you weird. Some people are like, what? I would never do something like that. But realistically, this has been proven to also boost your testosterone by a lot. I don't know the numbers on this, but there's been research done, and even people, Olympians have done this before they go out and compete. They would ice their genital areas and it would boost testosterone. And I have also found this to be very true because I've tested it for myself, and that's the only way you can find out, right? But that's number one. Take a shower, clean yourself off, purify yourself. And even before that, just don't shame yourself. Of course, that shame is going to be something that's going to linger. It's going to happen subconsciously. It's going to happen regardless. But other than that, don't linger in that feeling state of you being angry or you being upset at yourself. Look at it as a lesson. Look at it as a learning lesson and move on. There's no need for you to sit and be mad and be angry, waste your whole day and say, oh, I shouldn't have done this, I shouldn't have done that. No, look forward, move forward, be look back, and you can look at it, understand it for what it is, and look at it as a lesson. Talk to yourself about it, be mindful, but don't be upset at yourself, don't hurt yourself, don't be mad at yourself, don't bash yourself, don't say, oh, I'm not good, no, you're good enough. You just got to keep moving. It's literally a part of the cycle. You're supposed to mess up, you're supposed to, that's the only way you learn, that's the only way you get better, and that's the only way you grow, is if you mess up. So number one, take the shower always. Number two, what I've noticed also is getting outside and grounding yourself, connecting with the earth. And by this I mean, obviously being out in nature, but also literally like connecting your bare feet to the ground. There's also a lot of benefits to this, and you'll notice with this, the energy you feel is so much more calming, so much more relaxing. And not only that, you just feel so much more connected with just everything in general. And not only that, just being out in nature is so healthy for you. It's so beneficial for your mind, it's so beneficial for your body. It's just overall, it's like another thing that's going to add to that cleansing, purifying effect, because you don't want to stay inside all day. You don't want to bum yourself out. You want to first cleanse yourself and then go outside, spend time in nature, get your head out of the gutters, just be able to be out in nature. It's going to help so much. Number three, I'll say, fasting, meditation. Fasting for sure, because when it comes to relapses, a lot of people don't know that whenever you overeat or you're overstimulated by food, you are putting a lot of pressure on your lower chakras. Meaning, and I'm not trying to be like, spiritual, yada yada yada. I'm just saying that I even notice this: if I eat too much, or if I eat too much of a dirty, nasty food, junk food in general, I will notice that my lower chakras are overstimulated, especially before you go to sleep. If you eat too much or drink too much before you go to sleep, you are a lot more at risk to having a wet dream, simply because all that pressure in your stomach and all that pressure in your lower areas, and that could easily lead to a wet dream or even a relapse. So fasting for sure. Make sure you're not eating too many meals close to your sleep. Make sure you're not drinking too much water or anything too close to your sleep. Try to have it at least like 3 hours before you go to sleep, or even as far enough as you can push back. And also meditation. And when it comes to meditation and mindfulness, you're more able to understand what you're thinking, why you're thinking, and you're also able to detach from the thoughts that you're having. So whether it be good, bad, or indifferent thoughts that you're having, lustful thoughts, whatever's popping up in your head, you're able to look at it and understand it, and you're looking at it from a different viewpoint. You're not identifying with the thought. You're not saying, oh, I am these thoughts. You're saying that, oh, it's just a thought. It's going in and then it's going out. It's just like a cloud. It just goes by and it's gone. It's not like you're saying, oh my gosh, I'm thinking this, or I shouldn't be thinking this. No, you're like, okay, it's just a thought. It's nothing's bad about thinking. It's just going to happen regardless. And you got to look at it for what it is. It's going to make you more mindful. It's going to make you more happy. It's going to make you more peaceful. And you're going to start understanding that you're not the bad person in this situation. It's just happening to you, for you. And you're just learning. And it's an experience. Other than that, I would say, if you are into herbal medicines or anything that is like herbs, or because when it comes to like relapsing or having a wet dream, the main things you always notice is you feel slower, you feel a lack of energy, you definitely feel like something's off, you feel like you are not aligned with where you should be. So everything that you normally do to feel better, everything that you normally do to feel aligned, is what you should be doing after you have a relapse or after you have a wet dream. You're pretty much trying to put yourself right back on track, because all these, like a relapse and a wet dream, all it is you're just, you're getting off track a little bit. You have to get right back on track. So you have to do the things that make you feel good, and you have to do the things that make you feel like you're right back on track. So I like to also say, if you're someone who's into herbs like Tongkat Ali, maca root, ashwagandha, all these herbs that are known for boosting testosterone, all these hormone regulating herbs, I would look into that. And like I said before, meditation, just being mindful, and ultimately cut out all the distractions, cut out everything that is distracting you, cut out everything that is making you fall victim to lust, because I know a lot of people that are doing semen retention or no fap, but they can't reach the next level simply because they're on social media, they're scrolling, and they're following all these like OnlyFans girls. They're following women that are just half naked on their timeline, and they're wondering why they can't reach the next level. They're wondering why they're not experiencing any benefits from semen retention. It's because they're like constantly lusting and looking at stuff online, and then they'll relapse. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for today's video. And I know this is a little bit different from manifestation and stuff like that, but I want to get into different topics. I want to get into different details. I don't want to just be simply manifestation. Don't get me wrong, I love manifestation, but I just feel it within my heart and my soul that I have so much more content that I can create if I talk more about conscious topics, whether it be like occult teachings or other stuff like this. I just want to be more broad and more open with what I talk about, and I just want to help people in general. So if I can help anybody, that's literally the goal. So at the end of the day, I just want to help. I just want to help people. I've been at the lowest of the lows, and I'm still learning to this day, but I feel like I have a lot to teach people and to show people. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.